welcome back to my channel. It is book latte and so today we're gonna be hitting up my anticipated reads for 2023. Sorry, I've got my notes here, so I'm just walking down and don't mind me. And giving some testimonies explaining what this on my neck is all about. And then setting some channel goals, some goals for my channel, where I wanna take us on a journey for 2023, and I hope you guys are down for the new spin, Anyway, let's start with my highly anticipated reads for 2023. Some of these actually there's like 5 anticipated reads for 2023 right now. I'm being cautious about what I put on my list because I know 2023 is going to be a massive year for me in terms of how busy I am going to be in my professional life, my 9 to 5, and my personal life as well. There's some things that are coming up. Just gonna make things crazy, but I will tell you guys those towards the end of the video, so stick with me if you want to hear some more. Okay, so my anticipated reads, some of them are not new releases. In fact, a lot of them are not new releases. Okay, there are about 2 new releases though. So let's get into it. So the first book is The Ones We Burn by Rebecca Mix. And I've got the Fairy Special Edition here. Now, if you have watched any of my videos on YouTube so far, you know I like my Fairy Special Editions, okay? So most of my physical books, hardcover, are Fairy Special Editions. So this book, I saw the arc of it on Negali, and I was gutted that I couldn't get it because my quota, I had about 4 arcs already that I had to read at the time when I saw the arc for it, and I was just like, I really want to, but I don't have the space to argue. Not like the physical space, but I didn't have the time to get to it because I was on maternity at the time. I had my baby, I had my toddler, and I was at that time gearing up to go back to work because it was towards the end of summer as well, about July, August time. So I was like, I really need to knock out these 4 arcs so that once work starts, I don't like have them hanging over me. And then I saw this and I was like, I want to get it, but can't get it. But now I have it. I'm so happy. So it is. I'll read the synopsis. It's about Ranka, who's tired of death, and she is a blood witch. She gets sent to the human kingdom as a bride. Her objective is to kill the prince, but when she gets there, the prince is a nice, kind guy who's scared shitless of her. The person who is really a threat though is the princess, but the princess is not what she seems, and Ranka is now questioning all that she knows, all that she has been brought up to know, to do, everything about herself and her powers. She starts questioning. So I can't to get into that. My second book is The Blood Traitor by Lynette Noni. Now, this is actually a trilogy. This is the third book of the Prison Healer. I've read the other two books. And love, that I have the third book. I just need to get round to reading it because a lot of things happened in the second book, and I was on tenterhooks, hanging by my nails off the cliff that was on that second book. And now I have a chance to, read what's up, read what's up. But I've gotten this book like probably 4 or 5 months now, and I still haven't read it. Read. I still haven't read it. It's just sitting on my shelf. So I'm putting it in my highly anticipated reads for 2023 to keep myself honest, so that I can actually get to it. So you guys were gonna help me, to read more of my physical books so I can get them off my shelf. Then third, the Serpent and Dove trilogy. As you can see, I have all three books: Serpent and Dove, Blood and Honey, Gods and Monsters. Got them all. Please tell me why I haven't read these books, especially since I've had them almost since the beginning of the year. Blood and Honey, I've actually had since 2021. Oh my god. Since 2020. It's ridiculous. These are one of the oldest books on my physical TBR. So I put them up as my anticipated reads from 2023 because I need to read them. I need to read them. I need to read them and get them off my physical TBR shelf because that thing is just growing and becoming an increasing anxiety monster for me. Now, the fourth book on my anticipated read for 2023 is Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim. Now, child, this book is an Arabian inspired book, like Arabian spice magic inspired book. So there's this girl, I don't know her name. She's in this like elite warrior, and she's in a secret kingdom that nobody knows about, and they have this secret magic that nobody knows about. And she comes of age, and instead of her to have this legacy, because her brother was also one of the secret warriors, instead of her to have that legacy, she has this burden to carry, because her brother, in essence, ditched his warrior code. He ran away from his secret country, carrying the secrets of their magic into the outside world. What is this going to do in the outside world? Nobody knows. She's tasked to hunting her brother down and retrieving their secrets and him. And it's just magical. And I can't wait to read it when it comes out. So my third book, which if you've watched my video of my wrap up for the year 2022, best and worst, you would know that this book I'm about to mention is on my anticipated reads of 2023, and that is the third book or The Gilded Ones by Nomina Forner. So the series is called The Deathless Ones. I think so. There's The Gilded Ones and The Merciless Ones. And the third book, I don't know its name. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know nothing about it. Aside from the fact of what it might possibly explore, which is that Decca is now opened her eyes to what the goddesses and gods are, and the fact that she is also a god and maybe more powerful than the all the gods. And she needs to figure out what she's gonna do with that. Who is she? What is she? What is she supposed to do with who and what she is? What does that mean for the world and her friends? You know, so just a regular old exploration story, except with gods involved. Um, so looking forward to that whenever it comes out, whatever it's named. So those are my 5 anticipated reads for 2023. Obviously, as the year comes, there will be more exciting books coming along that I hope to pick up. Hopefully, I don't neglect my physical TBR too much while I'm picking up all these new, exciting, beautiful books. Okay, so on to the next part. Testimonies. Now, God has been really good to me 2022. I mean, God has always been good to me. But sometimes he's extra good to me. And I would say 2022 has been, a year of that. Um, I don't really profess my faith a lot on here, but I think that's something that I would need to do and change for 2022 because my faith is a really big part of who I am, and if I am bringing my love of books to you, my love of who I am to you, I need to bring that part too because it is a huge part of who I am. And my Bible is like the number one best book that's been written ever. So we need to, and when I'm talking about books, we gotta talk about the holy book. So that's one of the things I'm gonna be bringing to my channel next year. I hope people don't run away. But yeah, so testimonies. So I was on maternity for the better part of the whole of 2022. Okay, so I gave birth in June 2021 to my beautiful baby girl, and I've been on maternity for like a whole year. I came back in July 2022. I went back to work. But the distance between my place of work and home was too far, and it wasn't flexible. Like if one of my daughters was ill or I had to pick them early from nursery, I couldn't do it. It was too far, and there were some days that I couldn't work from home as well, so it wasn't flexible with what I needed for my family. So I changed jobs. I got a new job in September 2022, and that is why I disappeared. Okay, there you go. There's the explanation for why I disappeared from YouTube for for a few months. Yeah, I got a new job in September 2022, and it was a very demanding job in the sense that I was doing a lot of things that I hadn't done before. I was learning a lot of things that I knew in theory but hadn't practiced. So yeah, so there was a lot of that. And for anyone who doesn't know, I am a residential property solicitor. Anyone who's watching who's not British, I'm a property lawyer. Um, so strictly residential property, not commercial. But I do hope to learn commercial as well sometime. I have been a qualified solicitor for 4 years, but 2 of those years I've been on maternity because I have 2 kids. Isn't that fantastic? One of the testimonies in my life is that every time I had a career progression, I had a baby. When I qualified to become a solicitor, I became pregnant with my first baby. And then, worked and went on maternity and was on maternity for a year. Then COVID hit. Um, then I got a new job. And within 1 month, I kid you not, within 1 month of starting that new job, I found that I was pregnant with my second baby. And then I was on maternity for a year. And now I have a new job. No. For those of you who are saying, how long is it gonna take before you tell us that you're having another baby? No, because when I had my second baby, they cut a vein. I had a C-section. A vein was cut, and the surgeon told me that I had to wait for 2 years because if the vein didn't heal properly and I got pregnant again and everything stretched again, it was going to be health threatening, or so it wasn't gonna be good in essence. So I have to wait 2 years, 2 years before I can have another baby. So my daughter is currently a year and 6 months. So y'all, 2023 is a year of working for me. No babies. Do not look at me for babies. Okay. Um. So yeah, I started this new job in September, and I really had to focus and juggle my 2 kids because I have 2 toddlers. My eldest will be 4 in January, and my youngest is 1 year and 6 months. So, and she hasn't started nursery yet. My eldest has started nursery, and she goes to nursery Monday to Thursday. But my youngest is not yet in nursery. We're gonna start her in nursery in September when her sister goes to reception. So 2023 is going to be a massive year for me personally. My first daughter will be starting reception, and my second daughter would then be going into nursery that same September. So September is gonna be big for us as a family, juggling school runs and stuff like that. Yeah. So in terms of my job, um, yeah. So I've already said that I started my job in September, and in November I got promoted to team leader position. So, so my work kind of doubled. I wasn't just doing my own practice, I was also a team leader, supervising other people's work as well. and learning how to sign off other people's files and manage other people, which I've never, um, like in my entire career, I've never wanted to be a manager. Like I've always stayed away from managerial roles or team leader roles, just because I always felt like I don't have the skills to be a good leader. I feel like a good leader should mirror the ultimate leader, Jesus Christ, in that you should be humble, selfless, confident enough to lead the people below you, but humble enough to know that you are in a servant role. The fact that you're a team leader doesn't make you above other people, it actually makes you below them, because you bring yourself down to shepherd them, to guide them, to carry them, to teach, um, instruct. You are in essence a counselor, a shoulder to cry on, um, and you have to know how to manage people well, know their skills, where people are great at, and how to utilize them in the things that they're great at, and spot where they're not so good at other things, and teach them how to show themselves up in those areas where they are weak in, and be humble enough as well to learn yourself from the people who you are leading, because not everybody knows everything. So you have to also learn as well yourself, and different people bring different things to a setting, to a team, and it's like a jigsaw puzzle, knowing who fits where, and when, how to do things, how to resolve conflicts between other team members. Which child? I am the worst person when it comes to conflict. I literally run away from conflict. Even in my own life, I bury my head. Like once I see conflict coming, I bury my head in the sand, praying and hoping that it passes me over. And then when it doesn't, it's blown up into this massive thing that I could have dealt with much better. The conclusion is that I didn't feel like I was a good person to be in a in a leadership role, but here I was, uh, 2 months into my new job, and I was being promoted like mate. I've not even passed my probation, and I'm being promoted. It didn't make sense to me. I thought they were joking to begin with. And a lot of the times the structure of the team kept changing, because they were rejigging things around, who's gonna be where, and what they're gonna do and things like that. And there were other people that were also promoted to team leader position, and with the constant reshuffle about who's gonna do what and what, some people lost their team leader position. I mean, one day they were team leaders, and then the next day they weren't team leaders, due to the constant reshuffling. And I thought I was gonna be one of those people who lost her position, because I was like, okay, it's not set in stone. It's not set in stone. I'm gonna be one of the people who, the next reshuffle, they're going to remove my name as a team leader. But it never happened. It never happened. My name was just constantly up there as a team leader. Yeah, so I had to pick up that extra role, and I went into this new job because it was more flexible. Like some days I could work from home due to my children. But then with this team leader role, it meant I was working longer hours, and I was like, I went into this, so I'll be here for my family, but now I've been promoted, which means I have to work longer and, juggle my family as well. I mean, it's flexible in the sense that I can be at home sometimes, but I'm constantly working. Which in my previous work, because it was just at the office, I couldn't bring the work home. It meant that once I was done with the office, that was it. Work did not follow me home. But with this new job, my laptop is following me home every day. And when I put my kids to bed, I find myself logging back onto work to work. Well, you wouldn't log back onto work not to work, would you? But so I had less time to read, less time to film videos, less time for other things. I only had time for work and for my family. Like I had to, get my kids ready in the morning, take them where they needed to be. Either they needed to be at their grandparents, or my daughter needed to go to nursery on that particular day, do the school run in the morning, then go into work and, work and then come back and, pick up the kids and make dinner, make sure that, they get some mommy playtime, check how they've done during the day, get some interaction in with them, and when they were off to bed, pick up the house, like, and then by the time I was done, like, it was like 11 p.m., 12 p.m., and it was time for bed. And I like my 8 hours sleep. Like, I am not somebody that can function on like 3 hours sleep or 4 hours sleep. No, I have to have a minimum of 6 hours sleep, or don't talk to me the next day, because the catchy that you will be talking to is not a Christ-led catchy. So I needed my sleep, mate. But yeah, so in December I passed my probation, and it was great. So that's my new life, and as that's something I'm gonna be sharing as well. I don't have a vast load of experience when it comes to being a solicitor, but every journey is unique, and I might not be saying anything that somebody else hasn't already said, but I feel like I should share what it's like to be a solicitor, what it's like to be a mother, a wife, a woman of faith in these times that we're in. So that's something that I am hoping to bring to my channel from now on, and I hope you guys will enjoy the content that comes out of exploring this new me. So, on to what is on my neck. Because if you have watched my past two videos so far, you would have seen this time on my neck. So if you have watched my previous videos, or you've noticed any of my physical features, you know that I had a growth. Is it a growth? Would they call it a growth? I had like a bulge going on in my neck area. So after I gave birth to my first daughter, um, my my left thyroid, became enlarged. Um, so there was a hole and it filled up with liquid. Initially, I went to the hospital to get it drained, and it got drained out, reduced, but then came back. um, so It came back, filled up, right back up. Um, and the surgeon told me that, look, oh, it's there, it's back. And we don't really think that, draining it again is gonna make any difference. It's just gonna fill back up again. And so that's it. So I was like, what are my options? So it was like, well, you can leave it if it's not disturbing you, or you could take it out. And the way to take it out is surgery. So I'm not somebody that is too fussed about my physical appearance. There's that. Anyone who knows me on a personal level knows that I'm not somebody who's fussed with my physical appearance at all. Like, embarrassingly. Like, sometimes I even embarrass myself. That's how bad it is. So, I decided to just leave it. I was like, look, I've had a surgery getting my first child out. This is not disturbing me. So why do I need to bother myself? So I left it, and then I had my second child, and you know, it didn't bother me, didn't disturb me. But like when my second daughter was about 6 months old, I noticed that every time I tilted my head all the way back, like if I was laughing or playing with my kids and my head went all the way back, it would just, like, I couldn't breathe anymore. Like it would just air couldn't enter my lungs. So the first time it happened, it scared the Jesus out of me. Like, whew, I was like, what? And then it happened again. I think I was asleep, and I must have lain with my head, back, and I woke up like gasping for air, and I was like, okay, we can't go on with this thing anymore. So I went back to my surgeon, and he was like, we're gonna have to take it out. And so I decided to, like, push it a bit. I was like, okay, I know we need to take it out, but yeah. Uh, so he said he will put me on the waiting list. uh, said he will put me on the waiting list. So he did. And then I got a date. At first it was in November, but then it had to be cancelled because there was an urgent other surgery that he needed to do. I think it was a cancer patient, and he needed to do her surgery. So they cancelled my surgery, and that was fine. Although I couldn't breathe, but it's not as life threatening as some other people's situation. So yeah, then they scheduled it for rescheduled it, and it was December 21st. So December 21st, I went, and I got this. They took out my left thyroid. Um, so I have an appointment in another 8 weeks. I'll have to do a blood test to check if my thyroid levels are producing, if my right thyroid gland is producing enough. What does the thyroid gland produce again? I don't know. Anyway, producing enough levels for my body's need. If it is not, I'm gonna be put on a tablet for life. But I'm praying to God that it is. The surgery was pretty. It went well in the sense that went in as normal, waited. It was my turn. It was a day surgery, so I went in the morning, like 7 o'clock. And then I went into the theater at around 1 o'clock. I was out of the theater by 3 o'clock because it was like a 2 hour surgery. Um, but it was under general anesthesia, as in they knock you out. I mean, I've had anesthesia for the birth of my two kids, but those were local anesthesia in the sense that only part of your body is numb, you're still awake. But this was general anesthesia. You were knocked out clean. I was knocked out clean. When I woke up, aside from the fact that my neck was killing me, that's it. But they put a lot of anesthesia in the neck area, so I couldn't actually feel it like that. But when I try to move, you know. And I'm still, I think this is day 5. I'm speaking to you right now on day 5 post surgery, and my voice is still coming back. I mean, it's a little bit different from what it used to be. It's a bit nasally because they stuck an intubation tube down my throat, which gave me a sore here, which is still healing. It's making eating a little bit difficult, but me and my food shall not be separated, just like me and my God shall not be separated. Nothing was gonna stop me from eating, although it stings a lot when I eat, but it was still good. Um, yeah, so that's what all this next situation is about. I will keep you guys updated when I go back for my follow-up appointment, post-op. Um, and yeah, tell you guys if you know my parents are doing what they should be doing, which fingers crossed and prayers to God they will be doing what they need to be doing. Because sis, I'm not about to be on tablets for life. I hate tablets. I won't even swallow paracetamol. Like I took paracetamol for the first 2 days. They told me to take paracetamol and ibuprofen when I got out of the hospital. I took only paracetamol for the first 2 days. And then after that, I was like, stuff it. I will suffer the pain. Thank you, but I'm not drinking any more medicine. That's how bad I am when it comes to drinking tablets. Honestly, I don't like it. So that's it. That is it. In the course of giving my testimony, I have told you about my goals for my channel for 2023, which is just to do more lifestyle vlogs, like tell you more about my life and about my what it's like to be a professional working a 9 to 5 and being a mom, a working mom. Being a stay-at-home mom is not easy either. My goodness, the amount of work that they need to do, you would be surprised too. So, being a mom, whether you have a second job or not, because being a mom is your first job, let's just set that aside. Being a mom is the first job. Your second job is the one you get paid for. So yeah, and then I'll talk more about being a solicitor. Any tips that I have, even though when I qualified, it's a lot different to qualifications now. I'm hearing from my more junior colleagues the things that they're having to do now to qualify. So bring you some of this news, keeping you up to date with life as a solicitor. And yeah, I know how busy 2023 is gonna be for me, professionally, personally. So I will be doing monthly vlogs rather than weekly vlogs. And it will also be a way to keep me honest in my reading, because reading is like my escape. I mean, I read for my job professionally, but reading is also an escape for me. But I know I don't have a lot of hours in the day anymore in 2023 to do reading. So my reading vlogs are gonna be a way to keep me reading, and keep me motivated. Yes, and also, I've forgotten what just flashed into my head that I needed to say to you. This is mom brain. Like, you do not stop suffering from mom brain after your maternity. Like, the minute you give birth, you have given away your brain cells. They are gone and they don't come back. What? Like, my mom keeps complaining that I forget everything, any and everything. I'm like, yes, I know. I have to write things down all the time for me to remember. And I've just remembered something that I forgot to write down, but now I've forgotten it, so I can't tell you. Anyway, this is a long shut up with you guys. Thank you if you have made it to the end of my rambling. Well done, because I'm not even sure I could have made it to the end of my rambling. So, thank you very much for watching, and thank you for being on this journey with me. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Now, let's remember, God is good all the time, and His favor, His mercy are eternal. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.